Please take time to check out Mengo online. You might learn some moves. My name is Dinah Senkung. I'm a very proud Mengo alumni. You travel the world, but there is nothing more heartwarming than the people you call Bwetwazirunda. I don't know if the English language can quite capture that. These are your own people, the people you nicknamed teachers with and kept it a secret, so you thought. Hey, I'm a teacher. I've had my share of nicknames, only that mine cannot be repeated without being muted. If you're not on Mengo Forum, come on. It's a family reunion. You are missing out. I cannot begin to tell you what an honor it is that you're giving me your time. What a moment. A moment to pause and acknowledge Mr. Fred Kaziwe and his family for such an outstanding work he has done at Mengo. Mr. Kaziwe, your work speaks for you. Mr. Kaziwe, you have packed your bags, you have called movers. Please allow me to be the first one to break this news to you. Much as you try, you will not be able to move your heart from Mengo. Obuna Mengo Waluberera, you are Mengo member for life. Even over 30 years, my heart is still roaming this school. All right, maybe a little over 40 years. By the way, did you know that it seems like a trend that Mengo grooms King's College Budo headmasters, a prestigious school? All recent headmasters of Budo have been at Mengo as headmasters, the likes of Busura, Semivure, Bakamale. This speaks volumes about Mengo. One thing I want to say to King's College Budo, treat Mr. Kaziwe and his family with love and respect. This family is coming from a warm, loving Mengo family. In no time, you are going to feel his presence and commitment to excellence. King's College Budo, I know there is no one more prepared to lead you to greater heights than Mr. Kaziwe. So, congratulations. I want to mention that we are very protective of people who have walked the halls of Mengo. If you think elephants are the most protective animals, then you have not met Mengonians. This is not a threat. It is a promise. Because we pray. With God behind you, Mr. Kaziwe, the sky is the limit. A little bit about Mengo, the school I deeply love. Mengo was founded in 1895, making it the oldest school in Uganda. Yo! We went to the oldest school in Uganda. Before Mengo, when I was 12 years old, all I wanted was to sell samosas. When I was accepted at Mengo, I realized I was close to achieving my dream. Such a big school with so many smart students, I'll probably be able to sell my samosas every day at the gate. That was the dream. However, within no time, my desire to sell samosas started to dissipate. It could have been the hearty cafeteria meals we had. My mind was no longer focused on an empty stomach. Just within 1 year at Mengo, I started dreaming of writing books after meeting Mr. Kavuma in the library and writing great compositions with Mr. Ampoza. Mengo does not only pride itself with great teachers who impacted our lives because of their passion for education, it also prides itself for such great meals. I'll come back to food. I'll try to translate. The closest I can come to, if you have not been able to go to Mengo cafeteria, you think your mama is the best cook. Oh yes, come to Mengo and taste that food. Please allow me to brag. For those of you watching this, don't forget to mention Mengo as a model school in your travels. How we enjoy the vocational subjects like woodwork, metal work, motor vehicle, secretarial work. Not to mention, we cannot starve in German. Guten Tag. Was gibt's Schnitzel? There you go. My mind is back to that food. As a student of Mengo, we wore great clothing, which we received every year. I still remember waiting in line by the cafeteria window, much closer to food, for the new Yamaha shirts, the smell of new shirt. Oh yes, not to forget the smell of food. Okay, now to the best part, the food. Officially, I can now talk about food. I have to tell you with no shame, I love food. For years, I planned that if I ever travel to America, the first meal will be those big hamburgers, the kind with a big piece of meat between big, large bread. Well, I had $50 and determined to buy that Junior Whopper. Mind you, they cost like $1.35 then. I got to Burger King, stood in line and waited, and the cashier with piercing all over her face, pin on her tongue, extra pins in her ears and nose, stares at me. I quickly pointed at what I wanted and gave her $50. She gets my food and asked, "Here to go." I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is here to go? So I say, yes. She asks again, "Here to go." I say, no. She asked again, "Here to go." I give her all the money I had on me, $50 and all the change. Thank God a good Samaritan explained. He said, "Do you want to eat here in the restaurant, or do you want her to pack your food and take it with you?" Now, how did I get on that rabbit trail? So you know I'm all about food. My sister says I talk food. Back to Mengo. Kosho and peas were my favorite. That really filled you up. At Mengo, there was always a great meal. Mengo served as breakfast, lunch, oh my God, even evening tea with peanuts. At a day school, who does that? You go home full. Let me tell you, during gymnastics, in preparation of the OAU summit, we had restaurants deliver food and lorries of soda. 1, 2, 3, 4, sodas. Looking back at Mengo, you cannot help to remember the food. Even on half days, lunch was still served before class. Maybe they understood how food impacts education. The reason why I advocate for food with such boldness is because I saw a transformation in my life when I started having great meals at Mengo. I've also observed tremendous improvement among my own students with school meals. Ladies and gentlemen, may I submit to you that great education is not only the effort of teachers and parents. Students need the fuel to be engaged in education. The brain begins from food. A hungry student will not be able to download and save information. He will delete whatever you tell them. My brothers and sisters, the pain of hunger is real. Food is the engine that helps students learn. During my visit to Uganda a few years ago, I visited a few schools. I'm always intrigued by the young people's dreams, so I asked, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" I got answers like a doctor, lawyer, teacher. Then a young boy in the very back of the classroom whispered that he wanted to sell kabalagala. My heart skipped a beat. I wanted to know more about this young man. His name was Musoke. He walked close to 5 miles to school. Musoke ate 1 meal a day. This was normally cassava and some bitter balls. If he was lucky, he would have leftovers to take to school. Otherwise, Musoke never had breakfast nor lunch. The school principal told me that Musoke was a thief. He tries to steal his classmates' food. Musoke was very lazy. He sleeps in class. Simply put, a very poor student that did not deserve a scholarship. I asked Musoke why kabalagala and not samosas. He explained that with samosas, you will need meat. Musoke was even much smarter than me. I want to ask you, how many Musokes do we actually have in schools? There are kids who will not look back to their education years with fond memories of great meals. There are kids who will only dreaming of selling samosas on the street. There are kids who will never know that Opongo was a cruel man. There are kids who will never have the opportunity to read aloud in class. Education will take our children places the likes of which you cannot imagine. Why don't you give many kids such an opportunity? What a shame it will be for Musoke to spend all his life labeled as a thief and a poor student. Right now, Musoke is in a boarding school where he shares his food with other kids, and his dreams of making kabalagalas far gone. Musoke is now dreaming of being an engineer. He can be anything he wants to be. It's not your government to make this change. It's not your religious leaders. If you are listening to this, you are the one to make this change. How can I possibly make this huge change, Dinah? I'm so glad you asked. You can start by donating a bag of beans to your neighborhood underprivileged school. Let us feed our children while we educate them. If we don't, who will? I'm delivering this speech on behalf of educators and parents spending sleepless nights looking for a change in education. This speech is dedicated to the one and only Mr. Georgie Kalibala, my English literature teacher. Yes, even if Okonkwo was a cruel man, he understood the value of food and offered it to his ancestors. What about you? Would you offer food to our children? Mr. Kalibala has answered the call of educating a whole child. If you are to visit Mr. Kalibala and you want to see him come alive, take some food and books for underprivileged children. Or better still, support a teacher. Mr. Kaziwe, as you work to make great transformation for Budo, remember the global child, the underprivileged child, the Musoke of today. Luke 12:48 says, to whom much is given, much will be required. Without doubt, we are held responsible for what we have. If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we benefit others. My brothers and sisters, fellow Mengo alumni, the time is now. Let's roll.